it's LFO Voyager, and I finally decided to join the club, the Chompi Club. If you haven't heard of it before, Chompi is this cool little sampler keyboard, very reminiscent of the old Casio SK1. I'd been following the Chompi release very closely when it launched on Kickstarter. In fact, I was right there on the website when it went live, and was very close to purchasing it on day one, but I held back because at the time they weren't sure if it was going to be battery powered, and to me a device like this really needs that kind of portability. Fast forward a year later, and I'd completely forgotten about this little audio chomping keyboard until I was browsing the inventory at Perfect Circuit for the perfect Christmas gift for myself, and I saw that the Chompi was in stock. It was an instant buy. Chompi is exactly what I was looking for. Something small, portable, fun to play around with, not some serious device that makes me feel obligated to try to compose some great music on it.
You shall create a musical masterpiece.
Yes, master.
And you will justify the purchase price of your synths.
I will.
And fun is exactly what the Chompi is. I mean, just look at it. It just screams fun.
Fun!
Chompi is simple. It's a sampler with two playback modes, chromatic and one shot. It's got a tape-style looper and built-in effects. You can save your samples, there's a built-in mic for on-the-fly sampling, and it's battery-powered with USB-C charging. When I got Chompi out of the box, I did all the things you do with a sampler like this. I sampled my voice. I recorded my dog. I sampled some TV shows.
There are many different styles, aren't there?
And of course, random objects around the house. Throw all of that into the looper, and you get something like this. You can have an endless amount of fun with just that alone, but the Chompi doesn't stop there. It's got some rather advanced tricks up its sleeve. You have two stereo audio outs and one stereo audio in, allowing you to record audio directly into the sampler buffer or the looper. You can also use Chompi as a live effects unit for incoming audio, or set up an effects send where you can have audio go out from the Chompi into a guitar pedal, then back into the Chompi. That's a really advanced feature for a device like this. Then there's a looper, which has a transport wheel that allows you to vary the speed and direction of the looper. This feature is a lot of fun. I love creating a loop and then slowing it down or speeding it up and reversing it. You can also record into the looper at different speeds, giving you some interesting results. But what I like most about Chompy's looper is you can copy the audio from the looper into the sampler engine and then play it back chromatically across the keys. This lets you use the looper to build up textures and layers, creating a brand new sound that you can play back as an instrument. Let me give you an example using sounds from the Expressive E Osmos. So I'm recording the Osmos directly into the looper of the Chompy, and I'm going to be playing a C note for all the sounds I'm going to put into the looper. I'm going to make sure there's no effects on, and let's get another preset here. You know what, I actually put it in overdub mode, let me turn that off. Okay, I like this one, let's add this to the loop. So I didn't start right on time with the other note, but that's okay because once we put this into the sampler engine, I can adjust the start and end point of the sample. Okay, let's find another sound here. Let's see, a flute. I like that one. Now, if you watch the lights at the top of the looper, they actually indicate when the loop is going to end. You'll see when it starts off, only the left light is lit up, and then that will slowly kind of move over to the right, and then you'll see it dim on the left side, and that's when you know it's going to go back over to the start. Okay, let's fast forward through this process. We're adding several different textures here. The sensitivity of the Osmos keys allow me to bring in certain tones at different times during the loop, which is really cool. And as you'll see, once we put it all together, the Chompy doesn't do sample stretching, which is actually an advantage here because we'll get different timings when I hold notes in a chord. So it's kind of like having an LFO poly mode where you'll hear different things going off at different times. Okay, I think that's enough. So now I'm going to copy the audio from the looper and copy it over to the Chompy buffer. And we'll hit the Chompy key to confirm it. And we got it. The first thing I'm going to do is adjust the start time of the sample. And I'll bring in the end time a little bit as well. Now by pressing in on those same knobs, I'm able to control the attack and release of the sample. So I'm going to turn this into a nice pad here. And there it is. I've added in some of the Chompy's reverb and delay, but this sound is coming completely from the Chompy. It's pretty amazing what we just created in this little toy-like instrument. This is essentially a multi-timbre Osmos synth we're hearing here. Do you say timbre or timbre? I mean, it's spelled timbre.
It's timbre.
Makes you wonder why we even have letters if we're not going to use them correctly, but... Isn't this just lovely? You can of course try this out with other samplers and loopers. Let's hear some other sounds that I made with this same technique. Yeah, that's nice. That's a rich sound. I believe I made this loop with the Cosmos Drifting Memory Station. Now that's a box of magic right there. For this one I used the Chompy's internal resampling ability to capture that tape-style start and stop effect. I think some of these sounds are from the Jupiter X. I love the juxtaposition in this. because this sound shouldn't be coming from this little toy-looking keyboard, but it is. As you can see, using a sampler and looper like this can really create some nice, rich, textured sounds. And this was just using a synthesizer. Imagine adding in acoustic instruments, vocals, nature sounds. There's just so much you can do with it. I hope this video inspired you to get out there, explore, and maybe create something new and unique. Thanks for joining me on this journey through sound. I hope you've enjoyed this LFO voyage.